Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is presented by
Bell Tire.
Mikey Matuk continues to swing a hot bat for the Tigers. A 6-game hitting streak for Matuk. He's also picked up 5 homers in his last 12 games. Mikey hoping to stay hot. One night for baseball here in the Bronx. Game 1, Tigers and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to Tigers Baseball. Mario and Pemberano, and glad you are with us here for Game 1 in the series. And Rod, if the Tigers are to make any noise in this series at all, they better hope that Mikey stays hot.
Well, Mikey's been banging lately. I mean, 5 home runs in his last 12 games. Mikey knows what the future is here in Detroit for him. He knows they got some other guys they're going to look at. But what Mikey's doing is he's going to make it tough on him. He's going to play as well as he can. And if he doesn't play here next year, Mikey's hoping that he can play somewhere in the big leagues. He's definitely a big league player.
All right, the National League MVP of last year now resides here in New York, and that is Giancarlo Stanton. He just continues to hit with power, and he's had a tremendous year.
Well, he's got 32 home runs already, and this guy hits the ball harder than anybody in baseball. You just look at the numbers since they started keeping track of the hard hit balls. Stanton, well, he's right at the top of that list, and he hits the balls out of the ballpark to right field, left field, center field. Even though Yankee Stadium has a short porch in right field, it doesn't matter. He can go to the deepest part in left field in this particular ballpark with all his power. He's 1 home run shy of 300 in his major league career. And if you talk to some of the people here in Yankee Stadium, they will tell you that he may be pressing just a little bit right now, trying to get to home run number 300. It's been a couple of weeks since he hit his last big fly.
You know, I'm not sure what to make of Jay Happ. He'll go tonight for the Yankees, but he has really struggled against the Tigers this year. But since coming over to the Yankees, perfect 5-0.
Well, he's very good, obviously, in what he has done since coming over from the Toronto Blue Jays, 5-0 with a very good earned run average. But he has really struggled in a couple of starts against the Tigers this year to the tune of a .928 earned run average. Tigers have scored 11 runs against Happ. He's one of those guys that throws his fastball about 65% of the time. It goes anywhere from 90 to 93 to 94. But I expect Happ to change here today because the Tigers have had so much success against him this year. I expect a few more change-ups to a lot of these right-handers, and I expect a few more breaking balls as well. I don't think he's going to throw as many fastballs today because they beat him up so badly this year.
All right, Game 1 in the 4-game series coming up from the Bronx. But right now we go back to the Colsham Studios. John Keating and Craig Monroe. Back here at Yankee Stadium on an 86-degree night here in the Bronx, the Tigers open up a 4-game weekend series against the Yanks. We are ready for baseball tonight, and Jay Happ issues the first pitch of tonight's ball game. It's up top to Jeimer Candelario, who leads it off for the Tigers. Candelario batting .227 on the year. Here's the 1-0 from Happ, and it's a ball outside, 2-0.
And Jeimer told me yesterday when we arrived into New York that he would have a lot of family and friends here tonight. About 30 family members are here watching Jeimer play against the Yankees this evening.
Pretty cool. Here's the 2-0 now from Happ. Fouled straight back, 2-1. Tigers lineup presented by the Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. You got Candelario, Matuk, and Castellanos in your top 3 spots for the Tigers. Then you got Victor Martinez batting cleanup. Goodrum, Ronnie Rodriguez, McCann, Jones, and Dawel Lugo rounding out the Tiger lineup tonight. Wave and a miss. 2-2 now on Jeimer. Jay Happ, 35 years old, born in Spring Valley, Illinois, has joined the Yankee rotation for the stretch run. He's been good as a New York Yankee. Drill down the left field line. That ball is hit well. Does it have enough? And it does. Jeimer Candelario comes back home to the Bronx and drills a solo shot.
Showing out for family and friends. I see you, Jeimer.
A leadoff line drive home run for Jeimer Candelario. How about that? What a return. The place where Jeimer is from, and that'll get the Tigers on the board first. Boy, that's got to feel good for Jeimer.
They're fired up down there.
Homer number 16. It went 394 feet. Here's a ball outside to Mikey Matuk.
Really encouraging sign there to see Jeimer drive that ball out to left, because really he hadn't been driving the ball with a whole lot of authority lately. But that was a really good swing on that 2-2 fastball from Happ.
So Happ's struggles against the Tigers continue. Coming into the ball game, Jay Happ had allowed 11 earned runs in 10 2/3 against Detroit this year. The 2-0 pitch is outside. 3-0 now on Matuk.
Yeah, Matuk more than likely will not be swinging here 3-0, but he might have the green light. As hot as Mikey has been, he has homered in 5 of his last 12 contests. He homered yesterday in Kansas City.
Now the 3-0. 3-1. MGM Grand Detroit presents Jay Happ.
Happ will go anywhere from 89 to 95 with his fastball. He's won 15 games, 5 of those with his new team, the New York Yankees. The other games he won with the Toronto Blue Jays. And we told you the Tigers have beat him up pretty bad this year. He is 0-1 with an ERA approaching 10 against Tiger bats in 2 starts.
3-1 on Matuk. And Mikey pops it up. Third base line. The catcher, Higashioka Waka, is waiting for it. He'll make the catch. Higashioka. We messed that name up pretty good. First out of the ball game.
You know, all 3 pitches here to Mikey Matuk, and then he jammed it with a 93 fastball. 5 pitches, actually.
The home run by Candelario, his second leadoff home run this year. Both of them off Jay Happ. So the Tigers strike first, and here is Castellanos now, and Nicholas looks at a ball low.
And Nick still has really good numbers against left-handers, even though he didn't get any hits yesterday against Danny Duffy, who started for the Kansas City Royals. Not many Tigers got hits yesterday against Duffy.
In fact, Nick was 0 for 8 in the series against the Royals.
Tigers had a hit in the first inning and didn't get another hit against the Royals until the last inning in yesterday's game. Offense was stone cold.
Meanwhile, Happ continues to fall behind. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Slap foul out of play.
One thing we do know about Happ, he's going to challenge you with that fastball. He throws his fastball, the four-seam fastball, probably more than most left-handed starters in the big leagues. He'll change eye levels with that fastball. He'll go up, he'll go down, he'll go in and out. Also throws change-ups and a breaking ball.
Three and one now. Another 3-ball count for Happ.
Well, Tigers need to bust Happ here in the very first inning, especially if he's having some difficulty with his command. A lot of times pitchers will give you an opportunity really early in a game to score a few runs, and it looks like Happ is opening that door for the Tigers.
Nick has excelled against left-handed pitching as we check out the defense.
Tim Hortons will sponsor the starting defense for the New York Yankees. In the outfield, they've got Gardner, they've got Hicks, they've got Robinson. In the infield, they have Voit, they've got Walker, they've got Torres, they've got Andujar.
Oh, a strike call to the outside corner. Nick was hoping it was a tad low, but not so, says Carlos Torres. And there are 2 out now. First strike out of the ballgame for Happ.
Happ fell behind Nicholas 3 balls and 1 strike, and then came back with that 93-mile-per-hour fastball, and he got the call from home plate umpire Carlos Torres.
Higashioka framed that one nicely, and that was right at the knees of Castellanos. 2 away now, and here is V-Mart, and he'll look at a strike on the outer edge.
Higashioka, that might be a tongue twister here today. We might have to find us a nickname for 4 days.
Higgy.
That's close enough.
I'm voting for Higgy. Here's the 0-1. Martinez batting cleanup.
Last 4 games for Victor Martinez in the Bronx. Victor has said that more than likely this will be his final year in professional baseball. I'm sure he has fond memories in this ballpark.
For Victor Martinez, and you could look at his numbers, or at his numbers against most teams, but in this ballpark, pretty solid. V-Mart, a .280 hitter here with 11 career home runs. One nothing on the home run by Jeimer Candelario. Here's the 1-2. Waiting on deck, Nico Goodrum. Tigers today placing Iglesias on the disabled list. Dawel Lugo called up from AAA. He was going to come up in September regardless, so he's just a couple of days early. Broken bat, look out. Rolled toward third, gobbled up by Andujar. That'll end the inning. The Tigers score first thanks to Jeimer Candelario coming back home to the Bronx with a bang. 1-0 Detroit. Tigers a 1-0 lead. Now Francisco Liriano is on the hill, presented by Family Heating, Cooling, and Electrical.
And Francisco looking to get back in the win column. It's been a while since he's won a big league ball game. He checks in 3-9 with a 4.82. Francisco has a fastball that will go anywhere from 89 to 94. That slider is an outstanding weapon for Francisco, whether he be facing a lefty or a righty, and he also has a nice changeup.
Trying to stay away from the walks. That has been the issue for Mr. Liriano as he faces Aaron Hicks here to start things off, the center fielder for the Yankees. 22 home runs for Hicks this year. It's the Yankees team that'll hit some taters. They lead the league in homers with 215.
And speaking of walks, Hicks leads their squad with 72 of those. So he's got a pretty good eye in that leadoff spot and some power, as Mario mentioned. I did not see Aaron Hicks' career getting to where it's at right now, judging by the way that he started in Minnesota. I just didn't see it.
No, I would agree with that. He certainly has blossomed with a change of scenery. Here's the 1-2. It's funny because you think you go from Minnesota to New York where the pressure is ramped up quite a bit, but he's had more success.
He's got career highs in just about every offensive category already this season with the 22 home runs. They've got a month to go.
Liriano brings it home and is tapped slowly back to the mound. Francisco guns to first in time for the out. Nicely done.
Really nice play by Francisco. Athletic play by the Tigers starter.
Here is the rest of the lineup for the Yankees, presented by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Here comes Giancarlo Stanton. He is batting in the 2-hole. Then the fine rookie Miguel Andujar. Voit batting cleanup. Torres, Walker, Higashioka, Robinson, and Gardner will round it out for Aaron Boone. Stanton is batting .275. In there, a strike called on the DH.
Earlier this season, when the Tigers saw Stanton, he was struggling. It was the beginning of the season. It was cold outside. And they threw him a lot of fastballs up in the strike zone, and he just swung through most of those.
Well, he has continued to torture left-handed pitching. .333 so far this year. 11 homers against lefties. It'll chopper to the shortstop. Here comes Rodriguez. Stanton is out, 2 away.
McLaren Health Plan brings you the Tigers' starting defense. In the outfield, they've got Jacoby Jones out in center field. They've got Montook, he's over in left. Nicholas Castellanos in his regular spot in right field. Duel Lugo making his major league debut at second base. He was called up earlier today when Iglesias landed on the disabled list.
Well, the Yankees have 2 fine rookies in their lineup. Here is the first one, Miguel Andujar, who's having a Rookie of the Year type season. That'll back him out of there, 1-0.
If the vote was taken today, I believe that he would win it. But there's a month to go, and you've got a couple of other guys that are close. But so far, he has been the best rookie.
Got to be able to finish strong. Andujar batting .300 this year. Offense may be a little bit ahead of his defense at this point.
See the way the Tigers are defending him. They're not over shifting on this young man. That's why he's hitting .300. This man uses the whole baseball field.
Ground ball third base side, scooped up by Candelario, and Liriano has a 1-2-3 first inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left. 1-0 Tigers. The top of the second here at Yankee Stadium, and Nico Goodrum getting set to lead things off for the Tigers. Goodrum, Ronnie Rodriguez, James McCann facing Jay Happ, and he'll deliver a strike. Happ had trouble getting ahead of hitters in the first inning, constantly falling behind. Nico looks at a strike call. It's been a slow month of August for Goodrum, trying to pick up the pace. Nico had 172 this month. 0-2 is tapped back up the middle. Walker at second, sliding over, and Goodrum is safe. Looked like a fairly routine play. Walker going behind the bag, but Goodrum is safe at first base.
Looked like Walker kind of played this ball on his heels, and Nico Goodrum was really hustling down the line. And it looked like Nico may have gotten there. We'll see if the Yankees want to challenge it. He sure did look like he got there.
So the Tigers again have the leadoff man on. That'll bring up Ronnie Rodriguez. Leadoff's infield single for Nico. 205 average for Rodriguez, and he checked it, but he went around. Strike call.
With Iglesias going on the disabled list, you just wonder if Rodriguez will get the bulk of the time at the shortstop position until Iglesias mends.
Looks like that might be the case. Lugo is playing mostly second down at AAA. Off the end of the bat, foul. By the way, the Tigers combined for 3 or more home runs in this game. Bring a copy of the box score to a participating Arby's location tomorrow, and you'll get a free small order of curly fries. Tigers have one already, the leadoff homer by Candelario. The 0-2. Before game time, we're in Ronnie's Gardner's office, and he was saying that they still are awaiting the results of the MRI for Jose Iglesias. So I'm sure they will get him today if they haven't got him yet. But he went on the disabled list. There's no way Ronnie, or I should say Iglesias, is going to be able to play. So they just put him on the 10-day DL, and Ronnie takes his spot.
So apparently it must be serious enough for them to have put him on the disabled list, even though they didn't get the results back from the MRI.
Yeah, that's what Gardy said pretty much before the game today. Just was not going to be able to go. And Lugo was coming up anyway, so they just expedited his arrival here a couple of days early. Ground ball back up the middle, and it's booted by the shortstop, Torres. A couple of ground balls that probably should have been fielded. 2 on for the Tigers.
That is the 16th error of the season for the rookie Gleyber Torres. He's a second baseman for the most part. That's where he plays most of the time when Didi Gregorius is playing. This is only his 11th start at shortstop, and that should have at least been a force out at second. That ball climbed up the glove on Gleyber, and Nico Goodrum able to make it to second base safely. Aaron Boone not happy about his middle infielder's defense here in the second frame.
E6. 2 on, nobody out now, and here is James McCann.
The Yankees just lost a 3-game series to the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, they did not play well at home here against the Sox. Of course, they're trying to chase down the Red Sox in the American League East, trailing by 7.5, coming into play tonight. Ball 1 to McCann. Mack is 1 for 3 on this road trip. Played one of the 2 games in KC. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike.
There's Aaron Boone, first season as the Yankees manager. They've got 84 wins. He should be smiling a little bit more, don't you think, Mario?
Yeah, I think so. They got 84 wins, but it seems like half his ball club is on the DL.
That look on his face is like things aren't just going well for us right now, but he's got 80-something wins already.
Here's the 1-1. It's tied 2 balls and 1 strike.
How do you think Gardy feels on the other side?
Exactly. And, I was talking to some of the New York media here as well, and they're just complaining about how poorly the Yankees are playing. And I'm thinking,
yeah,
look at the standings. 84 and 49. How bad can it be? But there is a high standard here. And, of course, when you're facing the Red Sox in the East, they're off to a great start.
Well, the biggest thing for the Yankees is getting healthy again. They've got some really good players on the disabled list. As a matter of fact, their 2, 3, and 4 hitters are on the disabled list as we speak, and yet they still perform. And their closer.
Of course, that bullpen has 3 or 4 guys that have closed at a high level in the league.
Yeah.
They picked up Zach Britton this year.
He's pretty good.
Robertson is closed. Chapman.
And Betances is pitching his best baseball of his career right now.
Two and 2 on McCann. It's Jacoby Jones waiting on deck. Tigers trying to add to their early 1-0 lead. First and only visit to Yankee Stadium. The Tigers had some rain problems back at Comerica against the Yanks. Had to do some makeups, but they lost 2 out of 3 to the Yankees. Swing and a miss. He dusted him, and McCann is out of there. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Kroger. Visit Kroger.com for great deals, digital coupons, and more. Comerica Bank, raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. And by Ram, hurry in and get a great deal at the Ram Labor Day sales event. Hot, humid night here in the Bronx. The Tigers opening up a 4-game series here as Jacoby flies one deep to right. Robinson going back to the track in front of the wall to make the catch. Nico will tag. He'll go to third, and there are 2 gone.
And Jacoby tried to shoot that short porch in right field. 3:14 down the right field line here at the new Yankee Stadium.
It'll bring up Dawel Lugo, his first major league at bat. 318 down the left field line, only 314 to the right side. Lugo called up today from Toledo, replacing Iglesias. And a ground ball back up the middle. That'll be routine there for Torres. They'll get the force, and the Tigers fail to score. No runs. They lead 2.
Here's the Iglesias injury. It was a breaking ball. He singled to right field. Then once he got toward first base, he started to pull up, and with an abdominal injury. I talked to Iggy on the plane on the way to New York, and I asked him, did you do it on that swing? He said no, it's something that he had been battling for a number of days. So it just got to the point of where it was unbearable for Jose Iglesias yesterday.
Well, Luke Voigt leads it off, swings on the first and rolls it to Candelario. 1 pitch and 1 out.
Candelario already having a pretty nice day. He's already homered. He's made a couple of nice plays down at third base. He's got some pep in his step today, playing in front of family and friends.
Dawel Lugo is recalled from Toledo, where he was batting .269, 59 RBIs this year for Lugo. Pretty good season. And Iglesias having a tremendous year as far as his work with the glove and even offensively.
35 extra base hits for Lugo, but only 3 home runs. They say his power will come. But he does have gap-to-gap power as we speak. He's got some outstanding hand-eye coordination. And a lot of times he's compared to a guy like Ronnie Rodriguez. He can really cover the strike zone. I mean, he can hit balls that are somewhat out of the strike zone from time to time, but they say he's got great bat to ball skills.
Gleyber Torres, the batter. Torres 20 homers this year with a .273 batting average.
I don't know where all the power is coming from some of the guys that play minor leagues for 3 and 4 and 5 years, and they don't hit for any power. Then they get to the big leagues and all of a sudden they hit 20 of them, and that would be Torres.
He goes down swinging, and there are 2 outs. First strikeout of the ball game. Liriano off to a nice snappy start.
Looked like a changeup that he threw there to Gleyber, and Gleyber obviously left the strike zone.
Liriano coming out throwing strikes. He's retired 5 straight. Neil Walker will stand in. Another first pitch strike, 0-1.
Yankees are different than most major league teams or most young teams or teams that don't have really high payrolls. Most younger teams, they would not carry a veteran player like a Neil Walker on the bench, but the Yankees, they can do it because they have, you know, big payroll, and they can carry these kind of guys, and they've done it historically forever.
Walker spent a lot of years with the Pittsburgh Pirates. 7 years with the Buccos.
Hit a big walk-off home run a couple of days ago against the White Sox. The one game that they did win.
Stay tuned to Tigers Live. Following the game, we'll be selecting the Fox Sports Detroit Tigers player of the game, presented by McDonald's. And there's your early leader in the clubhouse. Jamer with a home run to lead off the ball game. Walker looks at a ball outside, 1-2.
Walker knows Francisco Liriano very well. He played behind him when Liriano was pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and Walker playing second base.
Walker was signed about halfway through spring camp, well, at least halfway through when the game started. Mid-March is when he was signed by the Yankees.
Yeah, he was one of those free agents that couldn't find a home like so many other guys at the beginning of the 2018 season. He didn't have a spring training.
Line toward left center field. That ball is sinking. It'll drop. Base hit. Looping liner off the bat of Neil Walker, and the Yankees have their first hit. That'll bring up Kyle Higashioka. First time that Liriano now will pitch with the man aboard. A 2-out single by Walker. Higashioka batting 182. It's quite a story. He had spent about 10 years in the minor leagues before he got his first major league opportunity last year. a whole lot of dues paying was going on for Mr. Higashioka.
Right.
Once again, Liriano gets ahead 0-1.
He is 6 of 7 in first pitch strikes so far today is Liriano.
Great sign.
You got that right.
Liriano is looking for his first win since late April.
Ooh, it's been a minute.
He has not had a win in 15 starts. Here's the 1-1. Line toward right center field. Jacoby is on the run, still going. He'll get there for the out to retire the side. No runs, a 2-out single is stranded. Still 1-0 Tigers.
Now for StatCast AI powered by AWS. If you're tuned in tardy, well, you missed this. And Jamer with a line drive home run in the left field seats. He had left his bat at nearly 110 miles per hour, and it traveled nearly 400 feet on the solo shot for Tigers leadoff hitter.
Number 16 for Candelario, 47th RBI, and he will lead things off here in the third.
That 110 exit velocity, that is one of the hardest balls that Jamer's hit this year. That's a pretty high number.
Here's the 0-1 pitch. This one on the ground to the shortstop on the back end there, Torres, and he'll throw him out. The Tigers have gotten the leadoff man on in the first 2 innings, not so here in the third. Now Mikey Matuk.
That's a young left side of the infield with Andujar, just 23 years old. And what is Torres, 21 years old?
Yeah, and you're going to have to take your ups and downs, I assume, defensively. But they really missed Didi Gregorius, I think.
Yes, they do.
You know, I mean, he stabilizes everything on that infield. Matuk popped to the catcher. Higashioka back in the first inning. Ball 1.
It's a cut fastball right there from Happ at about 85 miles an hour. And most of his fastballs are four-seam variety, but every now and then he'll cut it. And we talked about the breaking ball and the changeup.
Two 2-0 the count.
And Mikey should get a really good cut at this fastball right here, should he get it.
Bouncer to the shortstop. And Gleyber Torres throws him out. A couple of plays for the young shortstop. 2 up, 2 down, and it's going to bring up Nicholas Castellanos. It also brings us to the Bernstein advantage. We talked about the advantage that Nick has had against J Happ. 11 for 20 now. These are updated numbers. That is a cool .550 batting average.
Whoa.
Happ got him though in the first inning, struck him out. Five in a row retired by the lefty J Happ. It's a good look at the setup of Castellanos against the left-hander.
Take a look at the overall fastball usage for J Happ. I mean, this is this season. Overall, the entire season, he throws his fastball 74% of the time, which is third highest rate among all starters in the big leagues. So he's really confident in that four-seam fastball. There's another one right there at 93. Lance Lynn, who the Tigers will also see in this series, throws his fastball a little bit more than Happ does.
It's hard to believe.
Yeah.
Well, Nick has done good work versus lefties. .398, second best in the majors to Nolan Arenado.
If you're a right-handed batter and you're a good hitter, you see a guy throwing 74 miles, I mean 74% with his fastball, you're licking your chops that day. You just know you're going to get something to hit.
He's got a 2-2 count here with Martinez waiting on deck. And Nick rolls one foul, barely got a piece of it. Threw a wrinkle in that one that time, and Castellanos barely stays alive.
It's a change up there, kind of tailing away from Nicholas.
Ground ball, third base side for Andujar. And the Tigers with 3 ground ball outs go 1, 2, 3 here in the third.
Look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. The first 2 frames of this contest tonight, Francisco Liriano has been on point. He is 6 of 7 in first pitch strikes, and there's been a lot of weak contact off the bats of the Yankee hitters. He does have the 1 strikeout. It came to the hotshot rookie Gleyber Torres on a good changeup down, and that Torres could not stay back on.
Shane Robinson leads off the bottom of the third, lining 1 foul.
Another first pitch strike for Liriano, Mario. And get this, he has not had a 3-ball count all night.
Oh, please don't jinx him.
Don't you do that to me.
Oh, Francisco's battled the walks all season long. There's a ball high. Yeah, the 3-ball counts, the falling behind hitters, that has plagued him this year. But as Ron Gardner said before the game, that has always been his MO. I mean, even when he was really good as a youngster with the Minnesota Twins, he at times would misfire quite a bit, walk a few batters.
He would always throw a lot of pitches. And Francisco's always been that guy that will throw 6 innings and have 80, 90, sometimes 100 pitches.
Little chopper to the right side, ranging left is Lugo. Ooh, got him by half a step and no more. Robinson is now 1 away. What do you say we go back to college?
Why not?
All right, we're going back to college with Nissan, and we're going back with Brett Gardner, who went to the play college ball at the College of Charleston from 02 to 05.
He is the longest tenured Yankee.
2008, his first year in the major leagues with the Yanks. He's been a good player. He's been stolen a lot of bases.
Very valuable and very important to the Yankee clubhouse. He's a good leader. He's got decent numbers against Francisco Liriano. I'm sure that's why he's in there today. He's batting .333 in his career against Francisco.
Pretty good.
There's a couple of the guys on the disabled list, Judge and Gregorio.
You know, when Judge was first hit by a pitch and he broke a bone, you know, they said probably 3 weeks. And at the time I thought, really, that's it? Mm-hmm. And it's been much more than that.
It's turned into 6 weeks.
Here's the 2-0.
Yankees are keeping their head above water without Judge, but they definitely need him back. I mean, that big bat in the middle of your lineup to go along with some of the other guys. It'll make Aaron Boone's life a whole lot easier, and it'll get some of these other guys that are batting in the middle of the batting order to slot down a little further where they probably should be batting anyway.
Now the 2-1. Well, they pretty much have an all-star team on the DL right now. He's talking about guys like Sanchez, Gregorius, Chapman. Really good major league players. Yet they've been able to put a little bit of a dent into the Red Sox lead in the East.
And pretty much in this particular situation, 2-2 left-handed batter. Francisco likes to go to a slider.
Sliced over the head of Ronnie Rodriguez. That'll be a 1-out single for Brett Gardner.
And told you Gardner sees the ball very well against Francisco Liriano for some reason. It's a pretty nice at bat here. Pretty good swing by Gardner. 2-2 fastball down. And he just stays with it and rips it right over the head of Ronnie Rodriguez.
Gardner is 13 out of 14 in stolen base attempts. Here is the top of the order now, Aaron Hicks, who grounded back to the mound in his first at bat. Ball 1.
Aaron Hicks has really good numbers as well against Francisco Liriano.
One ball and one strike on Hicks.
Hicks was the first player that ever made it to the big leagues out of the Urban Youth Academy in Compton, California. He grew up in Southern California. He played his high school ball there as well, and he used to frequently go to that academy and play baseball. They have several more of those academies across the country now, but he's the first guy to make it to the big leagues that played in those academies.
Didn't he also work out in the offseason with Rod Carew?
He did. He took some hitting instructions from Rod Carew in the Los Angeles area. Of course, Rod Carew also was working in the Minnesota Twins organization. Aaron's pretty talented, man. He's a scratch golfer. Pretty talented dude.
We're talking about all the walks that he has had. 31 now since the All-Star break, most in the major leagues. To go with his 22 homers, 63 RBIs. Throwback.
There are some that believe that he should be better than a 250 hitter because he does have a really good eye and with all the base on balls, and he's a very good hitter.
.249 coming in for Hicks. Line to right field, base hit. Hicks goes the other way. Gardner trying to get to third base. Here's the throw. He's out at third. Boy, this Tigers outfield continues to pile up the assists. Gardner never stopped running.
That's number 32 for the Tigers outfielders, and that's number 10 for Nicholas Castellanos. Gardner kind of slowed up a little bit. He tried to bait Nicholas Castellanos, and then he turned on the Jets, and may have caught Candelario off guard because he wasn't even on the base. And Candelario in front of the bag came back to get it and then applied the tag.
Well, that is a good short hop pickup there by Candelario. Great tag.
And Gardner tried to bait Nicholas Castellanos. And Nicholas wasn't having any of that. His 10th assist of the season.
How about that? Tigers outfield continues to be run on, and they continue to throw guys out. Here is Giancarlo Stanton now with 2 away.
That's where they pitched Stanton at Comerica Park when the Yankees were there earlier this year. Lots of fastballs right where he threw that one, right about the belt buckle in the inner third. But you better make sure you get it in there.
Pulled to third, foul.
No one in baseball hits the ball any harder than Stanton.
He had a ball measured earlier this year at 121.7 miles per hour.
That's ridiculous.
And in the StatCast era, that is the highest exit velocity recorded. Now Liriano with the 2-1. 3 balls and 1 strike with Andujar waiting on deck. Stanton sitting on 299 home runs. His next will be that 300 marker. Fly ball right field. It's hit deep, and there it is. Number 300 for Giancarlo Stanton. A line drive homer the other way.
It took about 2 weeks from 299 to 300 for Stanton. He had been pressing just a little bit, but that time he connects for a homer the other way over that short porch and right.
All smiles is Giancarlo Stanton, his 300th career homer. And now a curtain call. Two-1 Yankees. Here's Miguel Andujar.
This Yankees crowd is something. Earlier in the year, they were booing Stanton every time he stepped out of the dugout.
In April? Oh, man, they were killing him.
And now they're asking for curtain calls.
Number 20, or make it number 33 on the year for Stanton, his 83rd RBI. And he hit that ball like a laser onto right field.
Of the 33 homers that Stanton has hit this year, 10 of those have been hit to right field, which is the second most in the majors. And he hit that ball to right field like he was a left-handed pull hitter. That's how fast it got out of here.
Off the bat, 110 miles an hour.
And really, it's the only time today that Liriano had fallen behind. He was 3-1 on that particular pitch to Stanton and threw him a fastball, and Stanton didn't miss it. Outstanding slider right there to the youngster Miguel Andujar. Stanton has now played 83 games in a row because the other guys are on the disabled list. Aaron Boone can't get him a day off.
And really, the only way you can give him a day off is like tonight, where he's DHing.
He's battling a hamstring injury. He didn't complain about it. He said yesterday, I read, that everybody's playing nicked up a little bit. It's just what you have to do this time of year.
Stretch runs, September right around the corner. Three and two the count on Miguel Andujar. Swing and a miss. Andujar strikes out. Inning over, not before the Yankees grab the lead on the home run by Giancarlo Stanton. Tigers baseball presented tonight by Bell Tire. It is, Keats. A little bit surprising, though. The Angels are out of the race in the American League West, and they're going to throw Ohtani out there.
They're going to try them out there against one of the better teams in baseball as well, the Houston Astros.
Victor Martinez is starting things off here in the fourth.
So they're not easing. No. They're not easing Shohei back into the rotation.
Go on out there and face that lineup. Although Ohtani, very, very talented.
100-mile-per-hour fastball. He can also hit a baseball 500 feet. I've never seen anybody have been able to do that. Ohtani was such a great story the first couple of months of the season. It was just a shame that he came down with the injury that landed him on the disabled list for a short spell, and then he came back and he was just hitting instead of pitching. But man, what a story.
Pulled to third base, and a good hop there for Andujar. Throws off the bag, but the tag is made. One gone. Celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Tigers' 68 World Series championship on September 8th. Tigers hosting the Cardinals at 6:10. Get there early. Special pregame on-field ceremony at 5:15. And the first 20,000 fans receive a 68 replica road jersey, courtesy of Comerica Bank. Tigers.com for more information. Niko Goodrum, the batter now with one out.
Tigers, from an offensive standpoint, need to make a little bit of an adjustment here against Jay Happ tonight. He continues to get them to roll over on the fastballs and the cut fastballs to the third baseman and the shortstop. And one or two of these guys need to go up there and look to hit the ball to right field to kind of change the way that he's pitching against them. A lot of soft contact on the ground to the left side of the infield.
5 straight outs on the ground. He has retired 7 straight overall.
6 total ground balls to the left side.
Another bouncer back up the middle. Walker on the charge, and Niko beat that one out.
How about that? 2 infield singles for Niko Goodrum to the second baseman Neil Walker.
You could see that one develop. It wasn't hit all that hard.
Niko is hustling out of that batter's box tonight. Well, Niko hustles all the time anyways. Off the end of the bat, he's picking them up, and I mean putting them down. An average time for a right-handed batter to go from home plate on contact to the bag is about 4.2. I'll bet Niko's getting down there in about 3.9, 4 seconds.
Lost his helmet halfway down. And there he goes. Big jump. Throw down to second is not in time. Stolen base for Niko Goodrum.
Look out, Niko. Niko's showing out tonight. He went on first movement against Happ, and Happ threw that ball home, and Niko with a great jump. He never looked in. It was a straight steal all the way. The second base umpire Paul Nard all over it.
Higashioka made that a little closer than I thought it would be. Good strong throw, but Goodrum now in scoring position with only 1 out. Ronnie looks at a strike. 1-1 on Rodriguez.
Niko has stolen third base a couple of times this year. I don't know if he would be entertaining the thought of doing so in this situation, but it's something that you have to keep in mind. I know the Yankees are thinking about it.
One and 2. Rodriguez reaching on an error by Gleyber Torres. That was back in the second. Ronnie is hit safely in 9 of 11. Here's the 1-2. Jay Happ came in averaging about 10 strikeouts per 9. This being his 12th major league season. He is 25 over the 500 mark for his career. ERA 3.92. Fouled away.
Happ has pitched for a lot of teams as well already in his major league career. Yankees now, Toronto, Seattle, Pittsburgh. It's been well traveled.
Back with the Phillies in 09, finishing second in the Rookie of the Year voting. Chris Coughlin won it that year. Fouled away. That ball got in on the hands of Rodriguez. He stays alive. Tigers grabbed a 1-0 lead on the home run by Candelario. Then Giancarlo Stanton hit a 2-run shot in the third.
The right fielder Robinson's playing very shallow, so there will be a decision made by the third base coach Dave Clark as to whether to send Niko Goodrum home on a base hit that way. Hicks in center field has the best arm and might have one of the best arms of any center fielder in the game.
That'll get away. Nico trying to move up, and he will. He is safe at third. Boy, what anticipation there by Goodrum.
And as soon as this ball goes down in the dirt, Nico Goodrum is off toward third base. Higashioka did not take very long getting over to pick that ball up, and still Nico was able to get in there with that left hand.
Hard tag there by Andujar.
Looked like Nico slid into the knee of Andujar as well with that left collarbone.
Infield in now for the Yankees with the tying run at third. Drilled to left field and hit well. Gardner going back, still going back, and it's out of here. A two-run shot for Ronnie Rodriguez. And he has given the Tigers the lead with his third home run of the year. Second home run allowed by Happ in this game.
And it wasn't nothing cheap about either of the home runs he's given up here today. And the one that Jamer Candelario hit, he smoked. And this one by Ronnie Rodriguez also smoked to left field, too. It's a 3-2 fastball. Right down the middle at 95 miles an hour.
Into the bullpen. Ronnie rakes it around the bases. There's the drive to left center. That ball's going to get down. A base hit. Single for McCann, and the Tigers now 3 straight hits. 400 feet on the home run by Ronnie Rodriguez.
And Tigers come right back to take the lead here after the big 2-run home run off the bat of Giancarlo Stanton.
That'll bring up Jacoby Jones. Well, Happ had been really good in a Yankees uniform, but the Tigers get him again here tonight. They've scored 3 times, and they've hit 2 homers. Jacoby showing bunt.
That's Ronnie Rodriguez's 3rd home run in his last 5 games that he's played in. We heard he could hit, man. He hit 338 in AAA this year.
Well, when he first came up, we looked at the AAA numbers, and they didn't seem to jibe with his approach up here and his struggles.
Yeah, they fixed his swing a little bit. They closed him up a little bit, dropped the hands, and all of a sudden, a new hitter was born.
Meanwhile, 65 pitches now for Happ. Jacoby lines one to left field. That's going to get down. It looks like extra bases. McCann coming to third. They're going to stop in there, and Jones has a double. Tigers have their hitting shoes on here in the 4th. Hey, as you enjoy a Miller Lite, look forward to the whole true moments later in tonight's game. Tigers now have 6 hits and a crooked look on the face of Aaron Boone. Yankees once again pulling the infield in. Here is Dawel Lugo. Time called now. We'll get a meeting on the mound. Higashioka coming out to the hill. Menards brings you the big money encounter. Want to check out the splits of J. Happ with the Yankees and with the Blue Jays. He had been so good in a Yankees uniform, an ERA of 2.37.
Opponent's average of just 1.85. But we told you coming in, if you weren't with us at the top of the show, that Happ has had 2 starts prior to this one against Tigers bats, and he hadn't fared very well. He lost one of the games. and his earned run average was 10. Big spot here for the rookie in his first major league game, Duel Lugo.
Benefit of the call there for Happ. A little bit, it appeared a shade outside, but a strike called on Lugo.
Good take though for Lugo. That's a pitch you really can't do a whole lot with. That's a pitch the Tigers have been grounding out to the left side of the infield with a lot of frequency tonight, so he laid off of it. You don't want to do that right here.
1-2 on Lugo. Second and third. Tigers have grabbed the lead on the home run by Ronnie Rodriguez.
Happ will try to get the youngster Lugo to chase something, probably up in the strike zone, and knowing that it is his first major league action.
This all started with the one-out infield single by Goodrum. Bouncing ball to second. This will not score the run with the infield in. Walker throws him out, 2 away. Lugo now is 0 for 2 in his big league debut. Here is Candelario. Jamer, now 24 years old, was born here in New York. He moved to the Dominican Republic as a youngster. His father had a baseball school there. And so Jamer grew up around the game. And coming back to New York here as a member of the Tigers, he homers in his first at bat in the first inning to lead off the game. The 0-1. 0-2 now on Jamer.
I don't know if anything was said to Jamer in between yesterday and today, but his bat to me today looks a whole lot quicker. He's much more aggressive in swinging the bat today.
Well, that's good, right?
Absolutely.
You wanted to see that.
I sure did. Been getting after today. Been kicking up some dirt, so to speak.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Happ will strand 2. Not before Ronnie Rodriguez gives the Tigers the lead. 2-run shot for Ronnie. 3-2 ball game. It is time now for Built for Baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. How about the Gulf Coast League Tigers? The Gulf Coast League Tigers West, the rookie team for the Tigers, managed by Brian Pena, the former big leaguer. They won the championship yesterday.
Look at them. They are happy, and why not?
So congrats. There is a Tigers champion within the organization.
That is so rewarding, Mario, to win rookie ball, because I mean, I've spent some time down in extended spring and rookie ball, man, and it is so hot, man. Those guys have to get up so early in the morning, and you work them all day long. So it's very rewarding for those young kids to get a championship. And it kind of sets the tone for your professional career. Yes, it does. Those guys are pros for the first time. Well, they couldn't have had better leadership than Brian Pena. I mean, it was his first year as a manager. He came to spring training this year. He still wanted to play Brian Pena. He came to spring training as a catcher. And then shortly after that, they told him he wasn't going to make the team, and he transitioned into a coaching position. Meanwhile, a leadoff single by Luke Voigt. And the Yankees now have the leadoff man aboard for Gleyber Torres. I was looking at Gleyber Torres' minor league numbers. He hit 23 home runs in 4 seasons in the minors. Over 1,350 at-bats. 23 home runs. He's going to hit 23 home runs his first full season in the big leagues. Pretty amazing. And he's doing it in New York. He has been for a long time considered one of the top prospects for the Yankees, in every single season at the trading deadline. Is Gleyber Torres available? And the Yankees would always say nope. 1 ball, no strikes. Torres struck out in the second. 3-2. The Tigers have the lead on a pair of home runs, Candelario and Rodriguez. Outside, 2-0. And very important for Francisco Liriano to make sure that the Yankees do not score here in the bottom half of the fourth after his team has just given him the lead. Three and 0. Neil Walker waiting on deck. In there, a strike call. Right down the middle for Torres. His 58 RBIs are second among rookies in the American League, right behind his teammate Andujar. And in there again. That'll make it 3-2. I do not think Voigt will be taking off from first base on this 3-2 pitch. He was not. Gleyber Torres this year missed about 15 games with a hip injury. Made an all-star team this year. Again, the 3-2. High, towering fly ball to center field. It is chasing Jones back to the wall and gone. It's a 2-run shot for Gleyber Torres. Well, the Yankees lead the American League in homers. We're finding out why. And Gleyber Torres just connects for his 21st round tripper of the season. And it really was nothing cheap about where this one landed. And Jacoby Jones ran out of room. That's a fastball that's about 92 miles an hour over the 385 sign. That's impressive. 397 feet, and you were just talking about how he didn't hit too many in the minors, but his power has translated to the big leagues. All 7 runs scored tonight are via the home run ball. Tigers have 3 runs. Those runs have come on the homers, and so have the Yankees.
Neil Walker had a single in the second. He is 1 for 1. Liriano, no trouble at all the first time through the lineup. Second time, though, homers by Stanton and Torres. Liriano actually came in with pretty good career numbers against the Yankees. 3.34 ERA. Now he's fallen behind 3-1. Higashioka waiting on deck. In there, a strike as Walker tried to coax a walk.
That is one of the best fastballs that Liriano has thrown tonight. That was at 95 miles an hour.
Both of the Yankees homers tonight going to the opposite field. There's ball 4, and now the first 3 reach for the Yankees. Let's say hi to Johnny Kane.
Well, guys, here's what we know about Yankee Stadium, right? They have Monument Park, we know about. They have the Judges Chamber, which we know about. We know about the passionate fans like the bleacher creatures out here. Well, now they have, the first time ever at Yankee Stadium, a wine bar. The Yankees partnered with City Winery, which is a local spot. So now if you're not feeling the whole hot dog and a cold beer, you can head downstairs here just outside of right field and get yourself maybe a glass of champagne or a pour of red wine. I thought maybe I'd see Ron Allen in there. I know he likes a little red. $79.99, you get yourself a bottle with the Yankees logo on it.
You got the company credit card, Johnny?
Oh, boy. I got to get that Amex out. That one's going to be tough to expense, but if I put Allen underneath on the cosign, we'll be okay.
Maybe you got to try a pimp. It'll work then.
Hey, wine bar and Yankee Stadium just don't seem to go together, do they?
Well, it's just one of those things. I mean, you cater to everybody. I mean,
I guess.
It's all right. It's all right. But, yeah, the game is ever-changing, boys.
All right, Johnny, thanks. Meanwhile, there's more trouble here for Liriano. Here is Higashioka. 4-3, Yankees have taken the lead on the home run by Torres. Higashioka fly to center field in his only at bat.
And Liriano looking for the ground ball and get a double play to help get out of the inning.
Popped him up. That'll help. Foul ground, first base side for Nico. Ooh, look out. He circled and finally hauled it in. Now Shane Robinson.
It's been a tale of 2 games pretty much for Francisco Liriano tonight. When he's able to get ahead of the Yankees in the count, they are just 1 for 7. And when he falls behind the Yankees, which means they're in a fastball friendly count, they are 5 for 6. So first couple of frames, Liriano was pitching ahead of everybody. No 3-ball counts. In the last couple of innings, he has had some 3-ball counts.
Robinson bounced out his first time up.
Robinson getting a whole lot of playing time these days with Judge and Ellsbury on the disabled list.
Second stint with the big club this year. We're talking about Liriano in his younger days back in '06 when he won 12 games and was a really good pitcher for Ron Gardenhire. Gardy said one of the first times he knew that Liriano was going to be a really good big league pitcher. There's a chopper hit to the second baseman. They'll fire to second. One relay to first is in time. The double play.
Nice job.
4-6-3 ends the inning. We'll get to that story a little bit later on. But the Yankees with a 2-run shot to take the lead. Stadium is back and forth we go. 3 lead changes already in this game. It'll be Mikey Matuk to lead things off. Candelario and Rodriguez with Tigers homers. Stanton and Torres for the Yankees. Mikey is 0 for 2, pop up and a ground out. Jay Happ had retired 7 straight before an infield hit by Goodrum and a 2-run shot by Ronnie Rodriguez. Flair back out of play, and the count now is 1-2 on Mikey.
Happ continues to throw a lot of fastballs. His next pitch will be number 77 on the evening.
Jay Happ 5 starts with the Yankees after the trade, 5 victories. He is the first Yankee since 1955 to start and win his first 5 as a Yankee. He's in a dogfight here tonight with the Tigers, though. Hard one-hopper hit to second for Neil Walker.
Here's our Comerica Bank game summary. We told you all 7 runs scored here tonight have been courtesy of the home run ball. It was Jeimer Candelario that got it going first for the Tigers. And Giancarlo Stanton, he hit his 33rd of the season and 300th of his career. That put them back in the lead. And then you have Ronnie Rodriguez with a big 2-run home run. Tigers took the lead momentarily till the rookie Gleyber Torres connects for number 21 against Francisco. Tigers are continuing to hit the ball extremely hard against Happ. That last ground ball by Mikey Matuk was a scorcher right at Neil Walker.
Happ, I guess, is like one of those guys that needs a pennant race. I mean, we talked about Cole Hamels. He was not very good this year, and he goes to the Cubs and he's dealing.
Right.
And now Happ, who is just kind of so-so with the Blue Jays, comes to the Yankees and he's 5-0 here.
Yeah, playing for something. Bigger crowds. Pennant race.
Nick fouls it away, 1-2. Bouncer right side. It's going to go off the glove of the first baseman. Happ covers, not in time. It'll be an infield hit. Voit got his glove on the ball, and Walker nearly threw out Castellanos. Another infield hit. Tigers fans, if you can't catch the games on TV, you can stream them live on your mobile device with Fox Sports Go. Download the app, take Fox Sports Detroit and Tigers baseball with you wherever you go. Made available by Oakland University.
Third infield single tonight for the Tigers. Nico Goodrum has 2, and that one right there for Nicholas Castellanos, and all 3 of them to the right side of the infield.
Victor has pulled the ball on the ground twice in this game. 5-3 groundouts both times. Martinez, the 3rd toughest hitter to strike out in the American League. It's always been the case with V-Mart. He has always been a guy that has put the ball in play, limiting the strikeouts. High fly ball, center field, ball hit pretty well, going to the track, going to the wall, and gone. It's out of here. Victor Martinez goes the other way and gives the Tigers the lead once again.
The ball is flying out of here tonight.
3rd home run of the night for the Tigers, and V-Mart hits his 7th. Curly fries. Back and forth we go.
Look at that huge smile that Gardy has on his face for Victor. Yeah, a little four-seam fastball right down the middle. Victor gets underneath it, connects. And Aaron Hicks runs out of room. How about all the home runs in the game?
Jay Happ has now allowed 24 home runs this year. Five, 5-4 Tigers have regained the lead. Nico Goodrum, the batter. Line to right field. That's going to sink in for a base hit. Nico now 3 for 3.
Time for the DTE Energy Know Your Own Power. How about the energy that Nico Goodrum is playing with here tonight? Takes him only 4 seconds to go from home plate down the line to get an infield single. He steals second base. Then the ball in the dirt, he's able to scamper over to third base and came home on that big home run by Ronnie Rodriguez. So Nico Goodrum today is playing a really fast game of baseball, and I enjoy watching it.
We've had 4 lead changes in this game, and all 9 runs have come via the homer.
I don't know what it was about Kansas City, but the team did not play with this kind of energy yesterday.
No.
They are playing with a tremendous amount of energy today. And it can't just be Jay Happ, right?
No, and I think Gardy alluded to it in his pregame media session, saying when you come to New York, you kind of play with more of a pep in your step, a little more energy.
Mm-hmm.
This is considered one of the bigger stages in the major leagues, and the Tigers have showed up tonight. And by the way, it was the first home run for Victor Martinez in over a month. July the 27th was his last homer. 2-0 on Rodriguez. Happ is about to throw his 90th pitch. He'll get another visit, and there is some activity in the bullpen now. And we'll get a visit to the mound.
Yeah, Larry Rothschild, longtime pitching coach here in New York.
Hey, by the way, the Tigers conclude the 68th 50th anniversary weekend when they take on the Cardinals on Sunday, the 9th of September, 1:10 p.m. Arrive early for a pregame Q&A with members of the 68 World Series championship team. First 10,000 fans, they'll receive a 68 replica pennant. It's compliments of Comerica Bank. Tigers.com for more info. And that look has not left the face of Aaron Boone. It's kind of a quizzical look.
Yeah, it is.
Meanwhile, 2-0.
For those of you who do not know Aaron Boone, the last number of years was a major league broadcaster doing big league games. So he was hanging out up here with me and Mario doing games, not down there in that dugout. And there's a lot more stress down there, obviously. A lot more stress.
A lot? Yeah. Gobs more. 3-1 on Rodriguez.
We never saw that look on Boone's face when he was upstairs.
No, we did not.
Good dude. Great dude, as a matter of fact.
A very deep baseball family.
Yep. His grandfather played in the big league. Ray Boone. His dad played.
There's a base hit to left field. Another hard hit ball off Jay Happ. The Tigers are stinging it tonight.
I don't know what it is about the Tigers, but Happ can't get them out. The numbers this year in 3 starts are just through the roof for Happ against the Tigers. Just some really good at-bats today by Ronnie Rodriguez. That's a changeup that's down that he goes down to get and hits a frozen rope to left field to knock Happ out of the game.
So Happ will not survive the 5th. Tigers have taken the lead. Aaron Boone coming out to get his starter. And Chad Green will be coming in. He's been warming up out of the bullpen for the Yankees. We'll step aside. Tigers have a 5-4 lead. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Bell Tire. For tires and auto service, everybody needs a Bell Tire guy. Chevrolet, the most awarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. And by the new film Operation Finale. Discover the true story of the hunt for Hitler's deadliest lieutenant in theaters August 29th. Back here in the Big Apple, where it's been a slugfest. Tigers have hit 3 home runs in this game. They've knocked Jay Happ out of the game in the 5th inning. And now Chad Green will come on for the Yanks in a one-run ball game. Tigers have 2 men on, still only 1 out.
Green's got a big arm. He likes to let his fastball eat, is the term that they use for him. He'll throw that heater anywhere from 94 to 97 miles an hour about 70% of the time. When not throwing that fastball, he's got a nice little slider.
Here is McCann to step in now with 1 out, 2 on. And Mack looks at a strike, a high strike, up and in.
54th appearance of the season for Green. A 2.73 ERA. You see those high strikeout numbers, 73 of those. And he's only walked 14 batters. So he's always around the plate. So you can be really aggressive if you're James McCann right here.
Runner breaks to third. Now they got him picked off in a rundown. Quick flip back, and they dropped it. Did it hit the runner?
Yes, it did.
It got Nico, and a break there for the Tigers.
And Nico took off prematurely. He was going to try to steal his second base of the evening, and that was a nice little spin move there by Green. And they caught him in a pickle, but Nico was able to get back. Hit him right in the back.
Nico put on the brakes, tried desperately to get back, and was drilled in the numbers.
And boy, Nico got his PF Flyers on tonight, doesn't he?
He's all over the place.
He's all over the place, man. I love it, though.
There he goes again, and it's fouled back.
What in the world has gotten into Nico?
Putting the pedal to the metal here tonight.
Well, I kind of like the way they're playing. I mean, they're going up against the Yankees, a team that hits a lot of home runs. You know 1 run's not going to beat the Yankees here today, so you might as well try to score a bunch more. Nico going to sleep good tonight, though.
McCann a single and a strikeout. Green again, mid-90s. He was property of the Tigers originally and got as high as Double-A with the Tigers. Played at Erie back in 2015, then was dealt to the Yankees for Justin Wilson.
He struck out 100 batters last year. Did Chad Green out of the bullpen. 100.
Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. He carved up McCann, and nope, he got a piece of it. So Mack will stay alive. Green has always been a strikeout pitcher as well in the minor leagues. 1 year, 137 punch outs at Double-A Erie. He was a starter that year, though. Two and two on Mack. Jacoby Jones waiting on deck. Up top that time, couldn't catch up to 95. Down he goes. First strikeout for Green.
And tough to lay off that 95-mile-per-hour four-seam fastball for James there.
Two gone now for Jacoby. We'll see if he can produce the 2-out hit. Jones rifled a double to left field in his last at bat off the starter Happ, who tonight had his third shortest outing of the year.
Yeah.
Not going to catch that.
No, you can't hit that. That one you can't catch up to. It's the same one that James swung at. Green might go right back up there again.
He laid off this time. This Yankees bullpen has some guys that can bring it. Chapman when he's healthy, Betances, Britton.
Yep.
Green.
Yep.
Canely. Popped up foul, heading back to the seats. Voigt runs out of room.
Yeah, they've got some guys that throw some serious cheese out of their bullpen. High octane fastballs. Yankees are built like a lot of teams are built, especially your really good teams. A lot of power. They've got 6 players with at least 20 homers or more. 6 players with at least 20 homers or more. So they've got a lot of power, and they've got power arms in their bullpen. That's kind of the new thing these days, Mario. Power at the plate, power arms in the bullpen.
Well, we saw that Tampa team earlier this year that was starting to use relievers to start ball games and piece a game together. They all could throw hard out of their pen.
Yeah.
Now the 2-2. Got him. Strike 3. Jacoby is out of there, and that'll end the inning. Tigers strand 2. However, Victor goes deep the other way. Back and forth we go. Five to 4. Tigers have 10 hits on the board here tonight. The 2-run homer by Victor Martinez has given the Tigers the lead. It'll be Brett Gardner to lead things off for the Yankees. Gardner, then Hicks, and then Stanton.
Yeah, long look in there by Francisco Liriano to the home plate umpire Carlos Torres. I think Francisco thought that should have been called a strike. Here's our Xfinity high-speed pitch on the Tigers left-hander, Mr. Liriano. He's gotten all the way up to 95 tonight and has gone as low as 84 with that slider.
Brett Gardner is a guy that'll work you in his at-bats. He takes about 64% of the pitches that he sees. That's the second highest rate in the big leagues. He will wait you out, and he'll look at a strike there. Now 2-2. It's got to be a fine line between being patient and being aggressive enough to do some damage.
Oh, no doubt. You just have to know your role. And Gardner, when he's at the top of the lineup, he knows his role is to get on base. And I think that's why he sees a lot of pitches. He works a lot of counts. He's worked another really nice count here against Liriano to 3-2.
Drew Verhagen in the Tigers bullpen.
Tigers ain't gonna mess around here. If Liriano, for whatever reason, stubs his toe here in the bottom half of the 5th, they've got Verhagen ready to go. Verhagen has somewhat been a ground ball artist these days, so if he does come in, they'll be looking for a double play out of Verhagen.
Slice to left field, and Mikey Matuk calls it in. One gone. Here is the BP Brighter picture. Did you see what Matt Manning did last night?
What'd he do?
Double-A debut. It was a good one for Erie. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs, and 8 strikeouts.
Mario, he looks awfully good in his uniform, man. I saw him in spring training pitch a game against Alex Faedo. Those two locked up in a spring training camp game one day. He's about 6 feet 6 inches, so he throws straight downhill. He's got about 96 with his fastball, and he's got a big league curveball right now. His changeup obviously needs to develop, but he has right now, two really good major league pitches. And he was a great basketball player too in high school. This kid's a good athlete.
Well, the Tigers pitchers have been on the move. You're starting to see some of their brighter prospects getting to Double-A, Triple-A now. So they're getting closer to getting to the big leagues.
Did you see his delivery? I mean, it just looks so clean and easy and smooth.
Patience, the Tigers have used plenty of it when dealing with their young pitcher.
We had Michael Fulmer on our air after he made his first start after coming back off the disabled list, and he was talking about some of the young pitchers that he saw while he was down in Lakeland on the rehab assignment. He said the Tigers' future is awfully bright as far as young pitchers are concerned.
Good to hear. Meanwhile, Liriano now at 77 pitches. You've got Stanton waiting on deck. Two and two on Hicks. Yankees came into this game 20-7 against the Central Division. They have manhandled the Central. Grounder up the middle and into center field, base hit. Second knock of the game now for Aaron Hicks. Hey, win big with the Menards and Fox Sports Detroit sweepstakes. Visit any Menards location. Pick up your entry to win the Fox Sports Detroit Ultimate VIP Studio Experience sweepstakes. Your visit includes a studio tour, meet and greet with talent, and a whole lot more. Make sure to visit your Menards store today. Well, here's that guy again, Stanton. Hit a 2-run drive over the fence in his last at bat for his 300th big league homer.
That home run by Stanton came on a 3-1 fastball delivered by Liriano. And when Liriano has gotten ahead of the hitters today, he's been fantastic. And when the guys have gotten ahead of him, that would be the Yankees hitters. They've been able to do some damage with the bats.
To third base foul.
If I was a third base coach, Phil Nevin, man, I'd be in the left field when Stanton's up there. Here's that Stanton homer. The laser the opposite way.
Phil Nevin actually is out in left field.
Yeah, he should be in left field too. Every time Stanton hits the ball, I'd be way down the line.
He is not near the coaching box. You got a guy that hits with the exit velocity that Stanton does. That is very wise to give yourself a chance.
Usually the umpire down there, third base umpire, would tell the third base coach, hey man, you got to get a little bit closer to that third base box. But Phil Nevin's like, I'm not going. You go down there. I'm not going down there.
Nevin, former manager of the Tigers minor league system. Here's the 1-2. 2-2 on Stanton.
Phil Nevin's already had several managerial interviews the last couple of years. There are a lot of people that believe that it'll be a short time before Phil Nevin gets an opportunity to manage.
Played parts of 3 years with the Tigers. Low ball 3. Full count now on Giancarlo Stanton.
I don't know for sure, but I have a feeling that Aaron Boone might not be afraid to allow Hicks to take off. But then again, why give up an out? Because the ball's just flying out of here tonight. We'll see.
Runner holds, and it's a ball inside that missed off the plate.
That was close.
And Liriano continues to stare at the home plate umpire, Carlos Torres. Is that it?
Yep.
It's inside. Gardy coming out. They need a ground ball here, so it appears Verhagen coming in. Let's see. He'll take the baseball from Liriano. Tigers go to the bullpen. We'll be back. Now with 2 men on here, and well, it's been one of those back and forth ball games, right? I mean, it's balls flying out of the ballpark here tonight, but neither starter really had a whole lot tonight. Jay Happ, again, the Tigers just continue to pound him.
You know, I thought Jay probably would change the way that he'd gone about his business against the Tigers because they really had beaten him up this year, but he came out doing the same exact thing. Lots of fastballs, and the Tigers were able to knock him out of the game.
Yeah, Liriano not really a whole lot better either. And Francisco, although he didn't walk too many tonight, gave up a couple of home run balls himself.
Well, he was good early on in the game. That much we do know. Not a 3-ball counts very early in this contest. Later on, he started to walk a few guys, and now he's out of the game. He doesn't have a chance to win the game, but he gave the Tigers what they needed early in the contest.
So the Tigers now need a ground ball here from Drew Verhagen, who comes in relief for Detroit.
I think you said last night or yesterday, I think I was listening to you. Didn't you say Drew throws like 52% ground balls or something like that?
Yep.
See, I listen to you every now and then.
You're the one. Here is Andujar, and he'll look at ball 1. Well, it can be a valuable weapon, especially in a spot like this. You look at the wall side windows numbers on Verhagen.
And 231 opponent's average against Verhagen. It doesn't walk many. He's only walked 13 in 46 and 2/3 innings. He's got a fastball that will go 93 to 95. 93, that's the 2-seamer. A 95 would be the 4-seamer. He throws those up top most of the time.
Shatter bet rolled toward third. Nice play. Jamer, long throw is not in time and dropped. And here comes a runner home on the drop ball as Hicks never stopped running, and it's a 5-5 game.
Nice job here by Jamer, not only battling to field the ball, but also the bat coming down that direction. He bounces it over to Nico Goodrum. Goodrum, not a first baseman by trade, but did a very nice job of trying to make that play. And once the ball trickled away from Nico just a couple of feet, heads up base running by Aaron Hicks to score.
Here is Luke Voigt now. It is a tie ball game, 2 on and 1 out.
They're calling that a base hit in an E5. I don't know how you can give the third baseman an error there.
I gotta be honest, I don't either.
Yeah, he was running anyway. I mean, that's not an error on Jamer Candelario, but it is what it is.
First error of the game for the Tigers. One and 0, the count on Luke Voigt. This is one of those games with the last one out. Turn on the lights. It's back and forth.
Let's take one more look at the play. I mean, it's a tough play anyway for Jamer. You got the bat flying at him as well. He gets over there, dodging the bat, making the play, backhands it, slides, gets up, bounces it over there. The ball trickles away a few feet, but Hicks never stopped really at third base and just continued to run.
Had Stanton gone to third, I could see that, but he did not. There's another ground ball foul. 2 and 1 on Voigt, who singled in the 4th inning. 1 for 2 for the first baseman of the Yankees.
And we've already had a ton of lead changes in this game. We're knotted right now, but the Yankees are threatening to take the lead again.
5 runs, 10 hits for the Tigers, and 5 runs, 8 hits. A lot of 2s on that board. Ground ball to short, could be 2. Rodriguez to second, 1. There's a double play.
That's why he was in the game.
So Drew gets the big ground ball to quiet the rally. They will settle for 1 run to tie this ball game up. But Verhagen coming out of the pen, getting a 6-4-3. Would have been Ted Williams' 100th birthday today, and well, there are a long list of accolades for Mr. Williams.
He won 2 Triple Crowns and 6 batting titles. 19 All-Star teams.
And widely considered one of the best, if not the best hitter. And here come the Tigers right back as Dawel Lugo drives one down the left field line. That's going to be a double, and that's going to be his first major league hit. A 2-bagger for Lugo. Put that one away for safekeeping.
Who's going to go to Mr. Teeter? It always ends up in the trainer's hand for whatever reason at some point in time.
I remember earlier this year talking to Mike Gerber after he got his first major league hit, and I said, "What'd you do with the ball?" He goes, "I don't know. I don't have it yet. They haven't given it to me."
That's torture.
And this was like 3 days later.
That's torture.
Ball 1 to Candelario.
First at bat of the night for Jamer. And batting left-handed, his first 3 at bats of the evening, batting right-hander against the lefty Jay Happ. Jamer's been very aggressive today, swinging a good bat with fastball.
Homer to lead off the game. He is 1 for 3. 16 home runs now for Candelario. Popped up. Third baseman coming in. That is Andujar. 1 away. We'll bring up Mikey Matuk. It's about time for him to hit another home run with the rate he's been going at.
That would surely be nice. He is my the guy I chose today and ran pick the stick, so I sure would like to see Mikey Matuk do something here today.
Personally, I'd prefer he got a base hit and the guy on deck hit the home run, because he's my ram pick the stick.
A lot of guys doing well in picks to stick today. I would not be one of those.
Well, Ronnie Rodriguez homer, V-Mart homer, Candelario homer.
Gibby's had a good day. Simo's had a good day. John Keating's chipped in. You've had a decent day. I'm the only one that doesn't have a point. Johnny Cain's had a good day.
Hashtag ABK. Anybody but Keating. Old John loves to rub it in, doesn't he, when he's in first place?
My goodness. My goodness.
1 ball, 1 strike on Matuk. Mikey, a pop up, a grounder, a grounder. 0 for 3. 2-1.
And told you that Green has that real good fastball with a real good spin rate on it. He likes to throw it up in the strike zone. And Mikey, you've got to get geared up for that 95-mile-per-hour fastball right here. '96, a little tardy on it. Here's where, if you're Matuk, you've got to really shorten up your swing. You've got to make sure you're short and quick to the baseball. You can't have a big swing against a hard thrower like Green. All you have to do is meet it.
And around, it appeared, down he goes. It was up top, and that's what Green does to you. So Mikey is out of there. 2 gone.
Green, since coming into the game, has gotten several swings and misses on that fastball up top.
Castellanos coming up. Larry Rothschild is walking out.
Well, just like we promised, it's time for the Miller Lite Hold True moment. I'm going to take one look at the double off the bat of Dual Lugo, his first major league hit. He had a lot of doubles while he was down in AAA, a lot of extra base hits. Not a lot of homers, but he's got gap-to-gap power.
Tigers, though, still have not scored him. He's still out there at second with 2 outs for Castellanos. 5-5 game here in the 6th. Driven to center field and hit deep. Hicks going back to the track, to the wall to make the catch.
Ooh, almost hit it out of here too.
Right at 408 in dead center to retire the side. No runs. Leadoff double is stranded. Nick Castellanos almost got it.
All right, back here in the Bronx. I had a chance to talk with Ron Gardenhire before the game. You guys touched on it a little bit during the broadcast as well. Essentially, with Jose Iglesias going down, they should have the results back later tonight, and we'll ask him about it. But if Iggy's out for more than 10 days, and he said we're just going to have to work with what we've got. Now, they brought up Lugo today, and obviously he got to start at second base tonight. They got Ronnie Rodriguez at short, and then they moved Nico Goodrum to first. But obviously Nico, as we've seen, he can play any of those middle infield spots as well. So he's basically going to have to do a platoon job here. Jamer will be your anchor at third base, but they just got to work with what they've got right now. And, of course, with the call-ups and the rosters expanding on Saturday, we should see a few more position players come up, but I would be surprised if we see any more infielders come up, guys.
Yeah, I don't think so, Johnny. I think Stewart will come up and maybe another catcher, but I think Lugo is the only middle infielder scheduled to come up.
Right.
So they got plenty of options here, but you know you're right. I mean, we're moving guys around. You certainly want to keep Iglesias and his defensive prowess in the lineup.
And if you continue to hit, yeah, you will continue to play. And that much we do know about this game. That's the one thing that really has never changed. If you hit, they will find a place for you to play.
Gleyber Torres homered in his last at bat, 2-run shot in the fourth. 5-5 game. More action in the bullpen. David Robertson warming up for the Yankees. Now the 2-1. Sliced again to right center field. Going to get down a base hit. Jacoby cuts it off. It's another hit for Gleyber Torres.
They just continue to get that leadoff man on base.
We'll bring up Neil Walker. He will turn around and bat left-handed versus Verhagen. Single and a walk for Walker tonight. That was the 9th hit of the game for the Yankees.
And Gleyber Torres does not run all that much. He has 5 steals. He's been caught twice. So speed not really a part of his game. Tigers have already turned 2 double plays today. One behind Liriano and one behind Verhagen the last half inning.
Fouled away. Mentioned the Yankees coming off a series loss to the White Sox here at Yankee Stadium. They hit only 183 in that White Sox series, so their bats went cold. They have perked up tonight.
They were 2 for 19 with runners in scoring position in that 3-game series against the White Sox. So they had chances.
Verhagen came on, got a big double play ball in the 5th inning. The Yankees had tied the game. They had 2 men on. And then Drew got the 6-4-3 from Luke Voigt.
Drew doing a very nice job at just making sure that Gleyber Torres, if he does want to try to steal to stay out of the double play, he does not want to allow him to get a good jump. That's why he's thrown over there several times. And more importantly, he wants to keep his double play in order.
High fly ball left field, playable for Matuk. Walker is out, 1 away. Time for a game break now, and John Keating. How about Chicago, man? They're starting to play some pretty good baseball.
Yes, they are. They've got some decent young pitching. We saw it firsthand last week.
Boston, meanwhile, continues to lead the East. Yankees are trying to run them down.
They got that young kid Giolito and Kopech and Ronaldo Lopez. They got 3 young right-handed studs to go along with a really good left-hander in Rodon.
Higashioka waits, and again back to first base. They chase Torres back. Not going to see CeCe in this series. Veteran left-hander.
He pitched yesterday for the Yankees against the White Sox.
We'll see Severino, though. He's going to throw tomorrow night.
We'll see them all. Lynn, Tanaka.
Meanwhile, 2-0 now on Higashioka. 3-0.
There's Marcus Thames. He's the hitting coach for the New York Yankees. I believe this is his first full year as the main guy. He was the assistant last year. He's the main hitting coach now. Marcus also was a hitting coach for several years in the minor leagues with the Yankees. So a lot of these young players they have on the roster, he knows them very well.
That'll put 2 men on now. They walk to Higashioka. It's going to bring Andy out. Rick Anderson, the pitching coach. Single and a walk here in the 6th inning for the Yankees. By the way, manage your dream team in franchise mode. Plus, get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at RBIGame.com. Rated E for everyone. Daniel Stumpf getting the hurry-up call. He's beginning to tune up in the Tigers' pen. Here is Shane Robinson, who knocked into a double play in the 4th. We could use another. Former Cardinal, former Twin. Ball up top, 1-0.
And the one thing with Verhagen, and because he has that built-in sinker, which he gets a lot of ground balls with, he's always one pitch away from getting out of any jam. If he can get Robinson to hit the ball on the ground again.
Tigers have turned a couple of double plays in the last 2 innings, one in the 4th, one in the 5th.
You see the movement on the two-seam fastball from Verhagen here. Look at the late life on the pitch. How it just darts down. That's how you get those ground balls.
Brett Gardner is waiting on deck. He is a left-handed batter. Then you've got the switch hitter in Hicks at the top of the order. Stump warming up. In there, a strike called, 1-2. Tied at 5. We've had 20 hits and 10 runs in this game between the two squads. And both starters have departed. Swing and a miss, and Robinson is out of there. Big strikeout for Verhagen. It's going to bring up Brett Gardner now. And the Tigers want to go get the lefty Daniels stump. They gave him the hurry-up signal. He started warming up in the Robinson at bat. And that's going to be it for Verhagen. So the Tigers again go to the bullpen here in the 6th with 2 on, 2 outs, and we'll be back. Stadium, Paul Simon taking the ball game in here tonight. Last time I saw Paul Simon, he was with Jack White at Comerica Park last year.
Yeah, we took a picture with him.
Yeah, we did.
Sure did.
Pretty cool.
They always have lots of celebrities here at the new Yankee Stadium.
Wall side windows, pitching change. Daniel Stump coming on.
Daniel has been throwing the ball very well since coming back up to the minors after going down for a spell. His fastball is getting up to 95 miles an hour again. He's got a nice little breaking ball, and he needs to get this left-hander out right here. Brett Gardner.
2 on, 2 out here in the 6th. Gardner a single and a line out. Strike 1. Brett Gardner, 38 RBIs. More action in the Tigers bullpen. That is Victor Alcantara. In there, strike 2 now on Gardner. Right on the outer edge.
And left-handers hitting stump this year at a 269 clip. Overall this season, Gardner batting about 240 against lefties coming into this contest.
The 0-2. It'll get away. Runners advance. McCann unable to smother it, and now 2 in scoring position for the Yankees. Wild pitch. Stumpf still in control of this at bat. He's up 1-2 in the count.
You don't want to throw a strike here. You want to see if you can get him to chase something.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Daniel Stumpf with a fist pump. Great pitch. 2 men left on base. Well, it would have been Ted Williams' 100th birthday today. We revisit the splendid Splinter talking hitting when we come back.
The thing you got to get across is that you got to get a bat to handle, one that feels like, I like to say, like a toothpick in your hand, where you can really control it. And getting back to, and then certainly the next thing is try to develop a good swing. And a good swing to me, it has to incorporate the single most important thing that's going to make you quick and with power, and that is you have to get your hips in the act, and you can't do it unless you do get your hips in the act, and you can't get it unless your hips lead the way and start it all.
Remembering Ted Williams, who would have turned 100 today, in his philosophy on hitting, all about the hips.
The philosophy that he's talking about right now, Mario, is the exact same philosophy that everybody is using these days. Ted Williams was so far ahead of the curve that it's not even funny. He talked about the light bats, first of all. Nowadays, all big leaguers use very light bats, 31 ounces, 32 ounces, because he said you want to be able to handle the bat. But when he was playing, that was when an era where a lot of guys were using really heavy bats. But he wasn't one of those guys. He used a very light bat. And he also said something else, too. He talked about the hips. Most of us had been taught since we were in Little League, squish the bug.
Right.
If you squish the bug, that will rotate your hips. Nowadays, the players are being taught to start with your hips. So he was way ahead of the curve when he was talking about that, and that was years ago.
It was our 1-800 call Sam call to the game. Ted Williams talking about his philosophies on hitting, which live on today.
He also talked about, I listened to a lot of those clips they sent to us today, and he talked about moving off the plate and moving feet and changing in the batter's box and different things like that. And he was just amazing, really. I think he was like 388 when he's like 39 years old or something like that.
Unreal. You know, I was talking to Willie Horton recently about that. He said the one thing the young hitters don't do today, or hitters period, is move around in the box, and he can't figure out why.
Yeah, man, you can really get yourself in a good pitch to hit just by moving around, and you can also take the best pitch away from a pitcher just by moving in the batter's box and playing games with the pitcher. But guys don't do that anymore.
David Robertson on here in the 7th. He's got Vemart, Goodrum, and Rodriguez in a 5-5 game.
Yeah, Victor homered his last time up. It was an opposite field shot against Jay Happ, the starter for the New York Yankees.
First home run in over a month for Victor. It was his 7th of the year.
A lot of crooked numbers on that scoreboard today for both teams.
And down goes Martinez. One away in the 7th inning. Robertson has a strikeout.
Robertson, another one of the talented members of the New York Yankees bullpen. He's been a closer for a long time. As a matter of fact, he has 4 saves this year. And for the Yankees.
7 strikeouts for Yankees pitching. And here is Nico Goodrum, who's had himself a night. He's got 3 hits. And he's also swiped a bag, and he'll look at a ball high.
I have a feeling Nico's day's not done yet. The way that he's playing the game today, he might just get a hold of one and drive it out to right field here today. Turn on one of those cut fastballs that Robertson likes to throw.
It is only 3:14 down the line.
Yep.
Goodrum and Ronnie Rodriguez, who is waiting on deck, have had 6 plate appearances between them tonight. They've all reached 6 times. A little bit outside, 2-1 on Nico. Two and two.
That's that same pitch that Robertson struck Victor Martinez out with, that good breaking ball at about 81 miles an hour. And for the most part, Robertson throws a lot of fastballs.
Got him. Nico down on strikes. Pair of strikeouts in this inning for Robertson.
Let's take a look at our Bell Tire pitch by pitch. Daniel Stump, how he ended that last half inning going after Brett Gardner. It was 4 pitches. He was able to get ahead of him with a good fastball. Then he got ahead of another fastball. Bounced one, got away from McCann, came back with a great breaking ball. He buried it down and away. 83, and a nice fist pump from Daniel and a smile. And from Drew Verhagen as well.
Ronnie Rodriguez now with 2 outs. Driven high in the air and deep to left field. It's not going to be deep enough this time, though, to the warning track. Ronnie made a bid for his 2nd home run of the game, but fell short. Coming up, the Consumers Energy 7th inning stretch.
Boy pans on today. First, Jamer Candelario leads off the game against Jay Happ with a solo shot that traveled nearly 400 feet into the left field stands. And then you've got Ronnie Rodriguez, the shortstop today, hitting his 3rd home run in the last 5 games. So he's connected quite frequently. And how about Victor Martinez slicing one the opposite way against Jay Happ? Victor hadn't homered in a month, and he plays long ball 2-run variety. So very nice job today by the boys swinging the bat, driving the ball out of the ballpark.
Funny game, isn't it? 5-5. The Tigers really had trouble not only scoring runs, but just getting hits in Kansas City at the start of this road trip. And all of a sudden, they come here to Yankee Stadium facing one of the best pitchers in the league in Jay Happ, and now they hit some home runs here tonight. But, you know, going forward in this game, Ron, now the Tigers going to have to do it against one of the best back-end bullpens in the game.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. But if they keep their swings short and quick and compact against a lot of these hard throwers, they can put the ball in play. That's the key. These guys in the bullpen for the Yankees, they strike out lots of batters because swings are big. But if you're short, you can put the ball in play, and let's hope that's what happens for them.
Well, the Iglesias injury now is giving Lugo a chance. It's giving Ronnie Rodriguez a chance. They both have responded here in the ballgame tonight.
Well, they really have. I mean, they turned a couple of double plays together. Lugo got his first major league hit, a double down the left field line. And Ronnie just plays good, solid shortstop. And we're now seeing why Ronnie was hitting .338 when he was down in the minor leagues. He's got good bat-to-ball skills. He does swing at everything, but he puts the ball in play. Occasionally, it'll go out of the ballpark when he connects.
Here is our Ram Pick the Stick update.
No.
And, Gibby's got 6. Simo's got 8.
Good day for everybody, but Rod.
Well, you're still in second place. You're sitting pretty.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad.
A lot more baseball to be played here tonight as we go to the bottom of the 7th inning. Tigers going back to the bullpen. Daniel Stump is done after 1 batter, and he'll give way to Alcantara.
Alcantara's got good stuff. I mean, his fastball goes anywhere from 91 to 95 with movement. He is pitching in his 18th game here in the majors. He's pitched 20 innings. The ERA not bad at all, 2.21. He doesn't walk many people for a young player, and that was his Achilles heel when he was down in the minors the last couple of years. And he's punched down 14. First time ever pitching in Yankee Stadium, though.
Aaron Hicks looks at a strike to get things rolling here in the bottom of the 7th.
First time for a lot of these players on our roster playing at the new Yankee Stadium.
That is true.
A place that can be intimidating, but our guys, our young players today that are playing have not been intimidated at all.
Hicks with 2 singles, 2 runs scored.
Hicks already career highs in several categories. Home runs, extra base hits. He walks a lot. Really good defender, too.
Chop foul, now 1-2 on Hicks. He came into the ball game 1 for his last 11, but 2 knocks, 2 runs scored tonight. It was back in November of 2015 when the Yankees acquired him from the Minnesota Twins. As you look at the Yankee box,
he made his major league debut, and when Ron Gardenhire was the manager in Minnesota, they got him from AA. He did not play AAA before he went to the big leagues.
Well, Zach Britton now starting to warm up in the Yankees bullpen. They just keep rolling out arms.
Closer after closer after closer. Robertson, a former closer. Britton, former closer. And the way Chad Green throws the ball, he could close for a lot of teams in the big leagues too.
Sure could. Two and 2 on Hicks. Yankees, despite dropping 2 out of 3 to the White Sox, still won 9 of 12. Trying to run down the Red Sox. Driven toward right center field. And Castellanos runs it down in front of the warning track. One away. Celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Tigers' 68 World Series tee on September 8. Tigers host the Cardinals at 6:10. Arrive early for a special pregame on-field ceremony at 5:15. Presented by Comerica Bank. If you'd like tickets, go to tigers.com. And be there and help us celebrate 1968. Here's Giancarlo Stanton. Just keep him in the ballpark. Stanton hit a 2-run opposite field shot back in the third off Liriano. He'll wash that one into the glove. Alcantara 95 with that fastball. And now it's 1-1.
Alcantara not real big in stature, but man, does he have a big arm. He's got a fast arm, and that's how he's able to get 95 miles an hour with that fastball. Ooh, that's a sweet changeup right there. My goodness. That's a big league pitch. Look at this swing by Stanton. Clearly fooled.
Tigers got Alcantara from the Angels in the Cameron Maben deal in November of 16. Kind of an under the radar trade. Not a whole lot was made of it, but here he is. The 1-2. Five game. The Yankees tied it up with a run in the 5th on a throwing error by Candelario. It has been tied since. Two and two. Really only one bad outing this year for Alcantara, and that was against the Cubs. Everything else has been pretty clean. Pulled to third, fair ball. Down the line, it bangs off the wall. Stanton is on his way to second, and he will pull in with a double. Second hit tonight for Giancarlo Stanton. And the Yankees now have 10 hits.
And that ball was by Jamer before he knew it. Actually, he kind of overdove. Past that ball, right past his glove.
Scott Berry down the line, signaled fair ball.
Yeah, Jamer not quite sure if that ball was fair or not. Still not believing it, I don't think.
Here is Miguel Andujar. Strike one.
Yeah, this young man right here is very good in the clutch. He uses the entire baseball field. He'll go foul line to foul line.
Andujar with 28 RBIs in August, the most in the majors. Oh, 0-2. It really is kind of amazing, Rod. You talk about these young guys, Andujar and Torres, and not afraid to play on this stage, are they?
No, not at all. I mean, this is what they say, the biggest stage of all. I mean, you're playing in the American League East. You're playing for the Yankees in this ballpark. And these guys are doing what they've been able to do.
Didn't go.
Andujar is another guy that didn't hit a whole lot of home runs down in the minor leagues. His best home run season came last year, and it was combined between AA and AAA. He hit a grand total of 16 home runs. That's his best year ever in the minors. Already 23 up here.
Did have a couple of big RBI years, a couple of seasons in which he drove in more than 80 in a minor league season.
He can hit.
Swing and a miss, and Andujar is out on strikes. 2 gone. Five strikeouts now for Tigers pitching tonight. That'll bring up Luke Voigt.
Luke Voigt is big boy.
That he is. He had a base hit.
Looks strong. Big barrel chest.
Scored a run ahead of the Torres home run. And he drives this one to center way back. He killed this thing and it's gone.
There's that barrel chest.
Another home run. 3 now for the Yankees. This one a 2-out, 2-run shot.
That is a fastball that is right down the middle at 95 miles an hour in Big Voigt. He drilled it and he knew it was gone as soon as he hit it to the deepest part of the ballpark over that 408 sign. He must have jumped all over that, because I thought Nicholas Castellanos in his last at bat, I thought he hit a ball hard enough to hit it out to center field. He killed it, but it died at the warning track, but not that one by Big Voigt.
For Voigt, that is his 4th home run in just 14 big league games. 7-5, breaking the 5-all tie. Torres swings and misses. 0-2. That is the 5th 2-run homer in the game.
Yeah, the ball has been flying out of here this evening. Tigers have 3 homers.
A little bit outside on Torres. Gleyber Torres, a 2-run shot in the 4th. He is 2 out of 3. $37,000+ in attendance tonight, and they've kind of woken up here on that 2-run shot by Voigt. 37,195. Whistled fair inside the bag at third. That'll bang off the wall as well. Mikey hustling it back in, throw to second, and he is out. Another assist for the Tigers outfield.
That's 33 of them. That's the 2nd consecutive day that Mikey Matuk's gotten an assist. He got one yesterday too in Kansas City.
He wanted a double, and he's tagged out at second base. Tigers baseball tonight, presented by Bell Tire.
down the left field line, throwing out Gleyber Torres at second base. First of all, he got a perfect carom off the wall down there. It bounced right to Mikey Matuk, and Gleyber Torres got a little greedy, and Mikey threw a one-hop strike to Nico Goodrum. Excuse me, not Nico Goodrum, but Dual Lugo, and Lugo was able to apply the tag to Gleyber Torres. A lot of high fives for Mikey Matuk as he got to the dugout.
Well, Tigers still has some work to do here now. They are down by 2 runs. We go to the 8th inning, bottom 3 coming up. It'll be McCann, Jones, and Lugo in the top of the 8th. 7-5. Yankees have the lead. And McCann looks at a strike. Back to the bullpen go the Yankees. Zach Britton is on.
Yeah, Britton really hasn't pitched all that much this year. He started the season on the disabled list for the Baltimore Orioles. And then when he finally got healthy, it was closing in on the trade deadline. Of course, Baltimore was sellers this year at the deadline, and he was traded to the Yankees.
Wilson in the Tigers pen. Numbers for Britton as a Yank, not all that good. 4.85 ERA in 13 innings. He's walked a few batters, 6.
There was a time for about a 2 or 3 year stretch where he was the best reliever in baseball. And he was getting it done basically with just one pitch, that fastball that was about 98 miles an hour. That was a turbo sinker.
30, make it 47 saves for Britton in the 2016 season. He got some Cy Young votes that year, was 4th in the Cy Young voting. But he's gone 3-1 now on McCann.
Yeah, that year was just ridiculous for him all the way around. A lot of his secondary numbers were incredible too. Hits and strikeouts and his whip.
Chopper up the middle. It'll be the shortstop Torres. 1 away. Tigers baseball on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Comerica Bank. Raise your expectations of what a bank can be. Come to Comerica. Your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyDetroit.com. See why Chevy drives the Motor City. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. We're in the Bronx at Yankee Stadium, where the Tigers and the Yankees are opening up a 4-game weekend series. Jacoby swings and misses at 96 from Britton. Yankee bullpen now has retired 9 of 10. Chad Green, David Robertson, and now Zach Britton. Nubbed off the end of the bat. And Britton will throw him out. 2 away. Bring up Duel Lugo. First major league hit in his last at bat. He whistled a double down the left field line. Way outside, 1-0.
And Lugo came to the Tigers organization from the Arizona Diamondbacks on July 18th of last year. That was in the J.D. Martinez deal.
Lugo mostly second base this year down at AAA, although he played some third as well.
I talked to my good buddy when we first acquired Lugo last year, Deshaun Watson, who used to be the general manager in Arizona. And he had really nice things to say about Dual Lugo, not only offensively but defensively, about his bat-to-ball skills. His soft hands at second base.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. It's going to go to the backstop, though, and the Tigers get a break here. Lugo will reach. 2-out base runner.
There's a breaking ball down that gets away from Shigaoka.
Wild pitch. Top of the order now, Candelario, the tying run. Do we have another 2-run homer in us? Got a bunch of them in this game.
You sure have.
Candy hit a solo shot to start the game in the first. Swing and a miss.
And it's Candy playing in front of a lot of family and friends here. His dad's here. Lots of family.
Well, I can't imagine how pumped up they were in the first inning.
Oh, my goodness. He was pumped up, too.
Oh, he was, man. He was floating around the bases.
I know they're awfully proud of Candelario. What a fine young man he is. His people definitely raised him right.
That they did, and Candy always greets you with a firm handshake, a smile on his face.
Every day. It doesn't matter what he's doing on the baseball field. He is the same guy. He told me about 30 family and friends would be here today watching him.
There's his father with the blue glasses to the left. The 0-2 is outside. 1-2 on Candelario.
Never gets easy to watch your kids play, though. You know what I mean? Look
No.
at Dad. You know, Dad's taught him everything. He's taught him to swing. He's taught him everything. They're best friends.
Staying alive. One and two on Jamer. Darting low, and the count levels now 2-2.
It's a good take right there by Jamer. It's been a good at bat. And Britton was able to get ahead of Candelario. No balls and 2 strikes. And Jamer's fouled off a couple of pitches. Now he's worked to count back to 2-2. Britton's got that turbo sinker. You can see where he's working Jamer Candelario. Everything is south of the knees. But that's exactly where Britton works all the time. Got to make him get it up.
Bouncing ball to short. Torres will flip to second to retire the side. That'll be it for the Tigers here in the 8th. It has been a very offensive night at the ballpark. 6 homers between the two teams. Right now, 7-5 Yanks.
Family right there. Jamer Candelario, a.k.a. Candy Man. A lot of his friends and families you talked about there, Ron Allen, visiting here. And I tell you what, before the game, I saw Candy's dad, Rogelio, walk onto the field. He was wearing the number 46, but on the back, it didn't just say Candelario. It said Candy Dad. So I had a chance to talk to him. He was beaming with pride. Of course, remember, Jamer was born here. And then, of course, as you hit on as well, Mario really grew up around baseball his entire life at his dad's baseball academy back in the Dominican Republic. But when they were here in New York, he said he used to take a young Jamer to the old Yankee Stadium, and Jamer would say, "Papi, when can I go out and play with the New York Yankees?" He said, "Son, when we practice." They've been practicing, and here he is.
That's wonderful.
And he is homered against the New York Yankees tonight. Here is Alex Wilson. He will take over now as we go to the bottom of the 8th. Neil Walker leading it off for the Yankees. 7-5. New York in the lead here. Strike call now, 0-2.
Yeah, nice little two-seam swing back fastball thrown by Willie at 92 miles an hour.
Tigers have used Verhagen, Stump. They've used Alcantara and now Wilson.
Yeah, Tigers have had to dip into their bullpen quite a bit here today in this contest, especially for the beginning of a 4-game series. And they also had to use quite a few pitchers yesterday in the start of Michael Fulmer, which is usually not the case. There's Dellin Betances. Hard throwing Dellin Betances. He's a big boy too, about 6'8". You're 6'8", man. You're standing right on top of the hitter.
Yeah, you are. That's rolled to first base, and Walker's out of there.
And when he lets the ball go, he's standing right on top of it.
Hey guys, one other thought on Jamer. You know, his dad Rogelio came up, never really made it to the bigs, but he was in the farm system of the Houston Astros years ago. And he said once he finished playing and he came back to the Dominican, and he was talking with Jamer, he said Jamer was probably 4 or 5 years old, and he was asking so many questions about hitting to his dad. And he said, "How do you know so much?" He says, "Papi, I've been watching you. I keep it stored in my head." It's like he knew at a young age. I mean, Jamer knew what he was about, knew what he wanted to do, and you know, at the young age, it actually made me think of you, Rod. You were showing your grandbaby the other day who's watching the iPad,
yeah,
paying attention, remembers your voice, all that stuff. I mean, here was young Jamer doing the same, watching his dad.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sure everybody watched their dads growing up.
Jamer's dad, Rogelio, was good friends with Robinson Cano's dad.
Yep.
And so Cano and Jamer spent a lot of time in the offseason working out together, hitting together. A lot of baseball connections, and right now Dad is munching on the popcorn, man. Nervous energy. Might as well eat. Swing and a miss.
You notice how Dad couldn't eat when Jamer was in the batter's box, though, right? He couldn't do nothing after Jamer made it out. He pops, "Let me get some groceries."
You start throwing up when your kid is hitting.
He jumping on that popcorn now.
That's a big old bag, too.
Yeah, yeah. But when Jamer was hitting, he couldn't eat no popcorn.
He got nerves, man. He's got nerves.
Well, we have way too much fun up here.
Here is Shane Robinson now with 2 outs. Swing and a miss. Wilson has looked good tonight. Fouled back down. The count is 0-2 on Shane Robinson. Yankees 12 hits tonight. Tigers have 11 hits. And a back and forth affair all night long. Homer for homer. Right now the 2-run shot by Luke Voigt is the difference. Got him. Strike 3, and Wilson with a very clean 8th inning. 1-2-3. Dellin Betances will be coming into the 9th. All right, guys, thanks. We'll wait. Meanwhile, Dellin Betances is come on to try and close it out for the Yankees.
He's got a power arm, and he strikes out a lot of batters. I mean, he probably averages 15 strikeouts per 9 innings. I mean, take a look at the overall strikeout total this year. 96 strikeouts in 54 innings pitched this year for Dellin Betances.
Almost 16 per 9. How about that?
He needs 4 more strikeouts to reach 100 once again, and once he does that, it'll be the 5th consecutive year that he's done that, and no other reliever in the history of the game has done that. No one.
Mikey Matuk is leading things off here in the 9th. Tigers need a base runner.
He struggled mightily down the stretch last year for the New York Yankees. I mean, he struggled so much. I mean, they wouldn't even use him in ball games late. Not the case this year.
1-2.
It's got to be a dream come true for Dellin Betances. He was born right here in New York, and now playing for the team he grew up rooting for. Mikey Matuk is the only Tiger without a hit here today.
Breaking ball got away there from Betances, knocking Matuk down.
Or I should say tonight.
2-2 on Mikey. 3-2 on Matuk. 99 from Betances.
It's amazing how hard these Yankees throw out of their bullpen. The average velocity out of bullpens this year, you combine all 30 teams, the average velocity is about 94.5.
Swing and a miss. He got him out front that time. One gone.
Yankees are better than that with the velocity.
Here's the upcoming matchup presented by Wallside Windows. It'll be game 2 tomorrow night, and it's going to be a tough matchup for the Tigers.
Yeah, Severino's 17-6 with a very good earned run average. He's struggled a little bit lately, but yet he's got that wipeout stuff. I mean, he's 11 strikeouts shy of that magical number of 200 for a starting pitcher.
You know, if you find yourself down late in the game to the Yankees, it's just so tough because they have all these guys that have closing experience. Tigers finding that out tonight. They faced Green, who throws hard, Robertson, Britton, now Betances. They don't even have Aroldis Chapman. Ball 2 to Castellanos.
I don't know what Aaron Boone would do, but if I ever got caught in a situation where I wasn't quite comfortable with my starting pitcher on any given day, I would have a bullpen day with these guys.
Yep,
I would.
A team built for that.
I mean, I'd start a guy like Green or something like that, let him go 3, and then you could just pick the poison the rest of the way. I mean, it could be Britton, it could be Betances, it could be Chapman, it could be Canely, it could be Robertson, any one of those guys.
Well, he's gone to 3-0 now on Castellanos with Victor Martinez on deck.
Did you see where the Tampa Bay Rays, since they started that whole bullpenning thing, they've got the best ERA in baseball?
I did. It's worked out well for them. It'll be a 1-out walk, so the Tigers now will bring the tying run to the plate, and it's going to be Martinez, who already has homered tonight. Join us again tomorrow night as the Tigers-Yankees battle it out. Game 2 in this series. All of your game coverage begins with Tigers Live at 6 right here on Fox Sports Detroit. See if V-Mark can turn on one here. Seven of the 12 outs recorded by the Yankees pen tonight via the strikeouts.
Yeah, just further proof of just how dominant some of their arms can be out of that bullpen. I told you, got to be short and quick though against a guy like Betances. Man, you can't have a big swing.
Here's the 1-1. 2-1. So he has not been crisp tonight. He's been throwing hard. 97, 98, 99.
Yeah, quality at bat by Castellanos, not leaving the strike zone, and Victor has not left the strike zone. And Victor's going to get a fastball to hit here at about 97 miles an hour.
Pulled foul. He was out in front of the off-speed pitch there, and the count now 2-2.
.14 total pitches thrown by Betances. He's missed the strike zone with 9 of those.
Down the right field line, that ball is a fair ball and gone. It's out of here. Victor turns on one, a 2-run shot, and the Tigers have tied it in the 9th.
Victor!
A line drive inside 314 down the right field line, and the Tigers stun the Yankees here in the 9th inning. A 2-homer night for Martinez. And he hadn't hit one in a month. Gotta love Yankee Stadium, man. 314 down the line.
And it went about, what, 315?
Yep. If that. 7-7 ball game. The Tigers couldn't do anything against the bullpen. A 1-out walk and a 2-run shot. There's a strike called on Nico Kudrum. He's got 3 hits tonight. Each team with 7 runs on 12 hits. That's driven down the right field line. It is way back, and it is gone. A home run. It stayed fair. Back-to-back shots, and the Tigers have the lead. And here come the Boo Birds.
Oh, they turn quickly on you here.
Wow.
How about Jamer's family? They are fired up. How about Nico's day? My goodness, young man.
A 4-hit day for Goodrum. It turned quickly here in the 9th. .396 feet straight down that right field line. The Tigers have gone back-to-back. They have hit 5 home runs in this game.
They have not hit 5 home runs in a game all year, I know.
It's the first time Betances has ever allowed 2 homers in a single game. Ever.
Wow.
Here's Ronnie.
And he did it on back-to-back back-to-back at-bats.
8-7 Tigers, and all of a sudden Shane Green getting loose. One ball and 1 strike.
Here's the Victor homer. It was a line drive. He just turned on it, just spun on it. Hit
Just
the top of
over
the
the
wall
wall.
and bounced in.
Oh.
A Tiger fan got it too, looked
Yeah.
like.
As it should be.
Nico's was more of a majestic home run that just stayed fair.
Here's the 1-2 to Rodriguez. There will be a bottom of the 9th. Tigers have come up with 3 here in the top of the 9th. They go up 8-7.
If the Tigers are able to hold on and win this game here tonight, it will be one of their best wins of the year.
Down he goes. I would agree.
Here's Nico's home run. He went down to the bottom of the strike zone and got underneath something, a breaking ball, and flipped it out of here. 84-mile-per-hour breaking ball that he was able to keep fair. But that dugout.
Five Tigers homers in this game. 5 of them. 3 of them 2-run shots. For Nico, that home run number 14.
Did you see the pitching coach, Rick Anderson, his reaction after the home run?
I did.
I mean, everybody else is fired up down there, but he's already thinking ahead. Let me go pick up the phone and get Greeny up so we can get Greeny in the game. You don't really have time, man, at this level to enjoy a lot of the stuff, and because everything happens so quick.
McCann looks at a ball outside. Well, for the Yankees, it'll be Gardner, the number 9 hitter, and then Hicks and Stanton.
Well, it's not going to be easy for Shane then. He's going to have to earn it. Shane used to pitch for the Yankees.
There you go, 9-1-2 coming up against Green. Meanwhile, Betances about to throw his 27th pitch. In there, a strike call. Mac didn't like it. Looked to be a skosh outside. How about this? Before tonight, the Yankees' record when leading after 8 was 69-1. That's how dominant their pen had been. Not tonight, though, as the Tigers hit Betances for a pair of homers. And look at that breakdown for Dellin. 14 balls, 14 strikes.
Who's going to be the McDonald's player of the game today? I guess you got to go Victor, I guess. But Nico's had a huge day, too.
I don't know.
My goodness.
Flip a coin. Nico, 4 hits, go-ahead home run, plus a steal. V-Mart,
2
pair
homers.
of 2-run homers.
Yeah.
One of them to tie the game. Can't go wrong either way. Now McCann has gone 3 and 2, and the lengthy inning continues for Betances. Jacoby waiting on deck. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. That'll end the inning. However, Shane Green coming on, and a save opportunity suddenly. The Boobas are out because V-Mart goes deep to tie. Nico goes deep to put him ahead. 8-7 Tigers. With 3 here in the top of the 9th. They go up 8-7. Nico Goodrum with a home run to give the Tigers the lead after V-Mart had tied it up with a 2-run shot. And now Shane Green will come out and try and save it.
And Shane Green, the former Yankee, looking for his 28th save of the season. Comes in with a ERA just a shade over 4. 55 strikeouts for Greeny. He's only walked 15. You got to get the leadoff man out first. And he's tough. That would be Gardner.
Shane Green was a Yankee in 2014 before he joined the Tigers the following year. Brett Gardner is 1 for 3, a single. And he'll take a strike. 0-1. 8 runs, 13 Tigers hits, 7 runs, 12 Yankees hits. One ball, 1 strike.
And Shane's got that fastball that tops out probably at 95 miles an hour. He gets a lot of movement on his 2-seamer when he's around 92, 93 miles an hour. He's got a breaking ball as well. And pretty much just 2 pitches out of that bullpen these days for Shane Green as a closer.
Slap foul out of play. The Tigers in their last 4 games total had 7 runs total. And tonight they've got 8. The bats have come alive. They've hit 5 homers this evening.
Look, Gardner's just a little pest, isn't he, up there?
Well, that's what's made him a good big league ball player. He battles. We mentioned that he will look at a lot of pitches. He will grind at bats. Has a little bit of power, has speed. Trying any way to get on here. Just off the plate, 2-2. Giancarlo Stanton is lurking. He'll bat third in the inning. Here's the 2-2. Popped him up. Ronnie Rodriguez hits short. One gone.
Let's take a look at the 2 home runs the Tigers hit in the top half of the 9th inning. First, the 2-2 pitch from Batanz. It's a fastball down that Victor simply turned on. Gates Brown would have been really proud of Victor Martinez on that swing. And then Nico Goodrum gets a breaking ball, and he just flipped it out of here. That gave the Tigers the 1-run lead.
Well, here is the top lineup now. Aaron Hicks.
If you're Shane Green going up against a guy that already has 22 home runs, you want to make sure you stay away from him. You don't want to give Hicks anything that he can hit the right field for a home run. You want to make him use the biggest part of the ballpark, which is center field and left center field. So make sure you throw that good 2-seam fastball away from him. And if he wants to pull that one, he'll hit it right to DeWall Lugo on the ground.
Up and in now, 2-0 on Aaron Hicks. 2 singles, 2 runs scored tonight for the Yankees. There's Stanton waiting on deck. He has already homered in this game. Alex Wilson had a clean 1-2-3/8. Low, ball 3.
No free passes. And he might just have the green light too, so it's a tough situation right here if you're Green. You got to throw a strike, but then again, if you do, there's a good chance that Hicks might be swinging at it, and he ain't going to be trying to hit a single either.
He'll take it. It's a strike call, 3-1. Tigers fell behind in the Voit home run in the 7th, but they take the lead with 2 homers of their own in the 9th. Strike called, and now 3-2.
Real good location with that 95-mile-per-hour fastball there thrown by Shane. That's a pitch that you can't get hurt with to the pull field. That tailing fastball at 95 away from Hicks. He can't hit that ball to right field.
Down the left field line, slicing away, and out of play.
Don't hurt yourself, Ronnie.
Three and 2 on Aaron Hicks.
Replace your divots.
That track can't feel good.
No.
Three and 2. him, strike 3. Thought he had a walk, but he's caught looking, and Hicks is out of there.
97 may just be the best fastball that Shane Green has thrown all year. He came back with a 95 and then a 97-mile-per-hour fastball to dust Aaron Hicks. Great. The last 3 pitches were fabulous.
Two gone now. Last chance for the Yankees. Here is Stanton.
It's the first ever meeting between Stanton and Green.
He'll drive one to center field. They're playing deep for him, and that's going to end the ball game. A 1-2-3 ninth inning for Shane Green. The Tigers a stunning 3-run ninth, and they beat the Yankees 8-7. Now we'll send you to the Call Sam Studios. John Keating, Tigers live post game.